Okay, just going to do another really quick lesson for run out the door, do some day's work. Let's see, I managed to brush my hair really well again. Okay, so this is, yesterday I put up a lesson on tapping for beginners of some more kind of rock metal technique. So I thought I'd do something a little bit more kind of advanced and a bit more harmonic content. So what I'm going to talk about today, which should be in the description of the video, is doing some substitutions for minor 7 flat 5 chords. Or arpeggios. Chords and arpeggios, it's the same thing, isn't it? Just played, articulated in a different way. So minor 7 flat 5, if you're a kind of rock or more pop rock player, then you probably not come across these too often. So this is chord 7, well, it is chord 7 of the major scale, the kind of weird chord that nobody ever uses. If you're a jazz player or a more fusion based player, of course, you'll see these all the time. So chord substitution, it's laying a chord on top of another chord. So if I think about I'll show you some of my substitutions. If I think about D minor 7, I was playing D minor 7 flat 5 there. Okay, I mean, you could just think about that for playing over minor 7 flat 5 chords. One of my favourite substitutions for this is playing it over a dominant chord. So if you're playing, in this case it would be B flat 7, and you play that from the root. Sorry, if you play that from the third of the B flat 7th, then that will give you a 9th sound, a dominant 9th. So you don't need to go and learn, if you know your major scale arpeggios, you don't need to go and then learn a dominant 9 arpeggio, because but laying that over the B flat 7th, it gives you that dominant 9 sound. Okay, so this can be really useful. It kind of has that kind of slightly out sound because you're playing a minor flat 5, so there's that, it's kind of that, it has that kind of dissonance to it. Obviously a dominant 7th does have a dissonance anyway because you've got a flat 5 between the flat 7 and the 3rd. My favourite examples is, I always show students, is Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. It's that kind of blues in A. That's an overdub, so you get 3rd and the flat 7th over A. And you slide it down, inverts, and it comes the flat 7th and the 3rd of D7. Then slide it up a fret, it goes over E7th. So by itself it sounds horrible. But in the context of the song, doesn't sound quite as bad, but it'll bring emphasis to the part. So if I'm playing over a dominant 7 chord, let's change it to A. Then you play from the 3rd, then it would be C sharp minor 7 flat 5. Then if I play C sharp minor 7 flat 5 and I put my thumb, get a dominant 9 chord. Sorry, not a great sound with a bit of distortion there. Okay, there is other substitutions, like the major scale, you can substitute. Not everyone is a strong sounding substitution, so maybe I'll go through that at one point. But you can substitute it over other chords. Well, you can substitute it over every chord in the major scale, and that might be an interesting exercise for you. You might learn something if you just write out the different intervals that you get by placing this over like all the different chords. So if I was in the A7, you could, what's it like over D, what's it like over E minor, okay, F sharp minor, G, okay. Okay, so that's a different way. I've got some tabs on my Patreon site, so you can have a look there. It's a very, I think it's $1. I've got one of the tiers set to, so I'll make it available for that, and you can go look in there. And there is there are a few different substitutions. So I've got a melodic minor substitution I'll put in there, and also a different way to use it in the major scale. Sorry, I'm just checking there. You can contact me on Facebook as well. I do lessons online still on Skype. I don't do many. I used to teach, I think 80 people a week was my maximum, but I don't do that as much anymore. But I still occasionally do private lessons via Skype and such like, or Zoom, or whatever your preferred method of video calling is. So you can contact me there. So yeah, join me on Patreon. I'll leave a link at the bottom, and you can get some more tabs and different substitutions. But it's a good way of seeing that arpeggio. And if, like I said, even if you're playing, well, you might not play in that style if you're playing blues, but as a rock player, it gives you a way of maybe incorporating this into your solos where you wouldn't normally do it. And if you're a jazz player, you probably know about this already. Okay, thanks.